You are listening to Beyond the Verse, a StarCitizen podcast. A show dedicated to Cloud Imperium Games, StarCitizen, and Squadron 42. Whether you fight, explore, unite, and or trade, we bring you news, updates, interviews, reviews, and analysis. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a pour of Radagast, and join us as we go Beyond the Verse.
Launch sequence activated.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Beyond the Verse, StarCitizen podcast. I'm your host, Sulyce, and this is a very special edition of our show. If you recall from last week's episode, we recorded on Friday morning. I had to go through it pretty dang quick, right? My kids were with me without their mom present, so I had to rush them through breakfast and get them ready for school or summer camp. I didn't get through a lot of the material I wanted to, right? We got through 421, the new Meteor came out. You guys have all the details, but we're missing like the emotional side, right? The reactions, the so what factor. And so I decided to bring on Supervision for this. So as always, welcome our dear friends, the board of directors of Supervision minus Marauder. But we've got Groza. Say hello, Groza. Make sure you're off mute this time.
Hello.
There he is. How you doing, sir?
I'm great.
Good. And
I'm undeterred.
Undeterred. Well, we'll get into what that means in a second. And a newest board member, Jenner Dar. So Jenner, first off, welcome to the board of directors. Welcome to your first podcast with us. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You don't see a familiar face, y'all. We had a board of director member, Mustang, phenomenal individual, stepped away for personal reasons, for professional reasons, all the right reasons. And so I just wanted to call the elephant in the room, love him to death. He'll be around. He'll stick around. He's going to be hanging out until his professional and personal life kind of level out, and he'll be back at it. But just want to say, love you, dude. Thank you for everything you've done for Supervision. And of course, you always have a home when you get back. But Jenner, new guy on the block. Introduce yourself. Who the heck are you?
I'm Jenner Dar. I am been with Supervision a little over a year now. Actually, still very new to StarCitizen compared to others. I started playing February of last year. Jumped in and was blown away by the scope of what the game was doing. And about a month after getting into the game, I found Supervision and plugged in there and just fell in love with the community and the people and have been plugging along ever since.
Yeah, we love to have you. Congratulations on making the board. What do you currently do for us? What's your board of director? It's kind of funny. It's like a test. What's your scope of responsibilities, Jenner?
Depends on the week. Currently, I'm over field operations. So what that means in the game as of date is mostly salvaging and mining. But I also like to distribute rockets and ammunition to your ships as well. So a little bit of logistics there.
A little bit of it all. Well, thanks for being here for the both of you. So thanks, Groza, for clearing up your Sunday night. We are recording Sunday night. So when you're listening to this on Friday, 5 days have passed. And so this literally is a reaction podcast to what has already been released as of 3 days ago, four-ish days ago. Totally recognizing that there might be new news that has come up in the last couple of days. So bear with us as we kind of get through this, but I think we're going to have an amazing dialogue as we've been really hot and heavy in the new event and flying the Meteor. So before we do any of that, I want to get us into that low-hanging fruit piece of news where we talk about the StarCitizen Live. So sharing my screen for those of you on video, the only news that has come out in 3 days since recording is this Looking for Questions StarCitizen Live on July 24th. They will feature the audio team. So quote, "Hey everyone, join us on Thursday, July 24th for a new session of StarCitizen Live. Catch us at 1500 UTC. on Twitch. They're going to be exploring everything from music to sound effects to how our audio team brings Star Citizen to life through immersive sound design. So in this Spectrum channel, drop your question. Make sure it's appropriate. Read the guidelines, guys. Don't be like fancy here. Just read the guidelines, post your question, then jump out of Dodge. But let me ask you two, have y'all ever participated in this? Have you ever proposed a question that was taken on Star Citizen Live?
I have not.
No. Groza, you have to have had.
I always do it the wrong way. I always just go to the stream and start putting stuff in chat. I always forget to do it on Spectrum beforehand.
Yeah. Well, before we got started, you said you had a question for the devs. You want to ask that question in front of everybody?
Well, I was buying some ice cream and some sandwiches at the Whammers in Orison, August Dunlow Spaceport, like one does. And I was buying all the different little sodas and the energy drinks. And I just was I really want to know why some of them are named like Pips Q66 and then one was named like N12 or something like that. Like the different flavors have these just kind of letters and numbers, and I just suspect that there was some little story behind it, and I just wanted to know why. And on that note, is the avocado and corn sandwich a joke? Or is that a real sandwich? Because I can't imagine that being good.
Sure. All these questions about freight elevators and the game working, and Groza's over here asking about the names of drinks.
Well,
that's Groza.
I can't control what I think, man.
Oh, I love that. No, that's great. Guys, submit your questions. So maybe it's because I'm a podcast enthusiast, but like audio is where it's at. There's something really beautiful about a Gladius flying over like a mining facility when you hear it. It's freaking gorgeous. They're doing some amazing work. I will absolutely be engaged into that conversation. So let's segue into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. There's a lot to discuss. And I think, I don't know, I kind of want to start off with maybe a softball topic before we get into, really the heat of this conversation. But let's talk RSI Meteor. I've been able to get in it. I've been able to fly around with one. I ended up purchasing one, so that might kind of lead you into how I feel about it. But before I bias the conversation, Jenner, let's start with you, man. What experience have you had with the RSI Meteor? What are your thoughts, feelings, opinions on it? And let's go all things Meteor.
Okay, so I'll start this by being very transparent. I have not set in a Meteor. I have not flown a Meteor. I have gone on to Urkel and played around with some of the fittings and tried to see what the potential of the ship is. I think that if I'm being fair, I think it's very well designed. I like seeing a variation of the Mantis chassis here. I think that the price point for what it brings is too high, personally. I don't think that it is going to be a ship that you're going to see a lot in PvP due to its limitations. The fittings, size 1 power supply does not allow that ship to tap its full potential. I think that for a PvE ship, this is going to be really good if you want to go out and run some bounties or something like that. But on par, I looked at what other ship out there was close to this in price point, and I went with just a base Guardian. And I looked at base stats, I looked at adding to them, and I still think a Guardian will outperform this ship. Granted, they're not both heavy fighters. I understand that, but at the price point that they're asking on that, I think they missed the mark. Yeah. And that's nothing on the design team. I think the design team did a fantastic job with the ship.
Sure. So on the last episode, I called out the price points being very similar, right, to the Guardian's $250, if I'm not mistaken. So your opinion would be that you're getting more bang for your buck, more ship for, I guess, per dollar with the Guardian. You would tell viewers and listeners that the Guardian's worth more?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I've got an opinion here in a second. But Groza, thoughts, feelings? Do you agree with Jenner?
Well, I was really chuffed with my own that Lady Gaga song. Let's have some fun. This paint is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco ship, because this is like Jared's ship, right? That's cool.
Oh my god!
Uh, uh,
I
and
love
so I was able to step in it. I was able to take a ride on Saxus's disco ship, and we actually used the tiny little man elevator is just big enough to fit an SCU box up. So we actually looted 1 copper, 1 tungsten, and 1 corundum from a bounty by very gingerly sending them up that tiny little elevator. And then it was very crowded in there in that little room. But before we did that, I did look around, and those blue things on the ceiling are awesome. I love like the John Wick shout out in the reveal, the behind the ships video, and I really like that weapon thing that comes up. I was thinking more Men in Black, to be honest. I guess that just shows my age. I guess I don't know. But no, I think it's cool. It's really fast. It's like really fast in nav mode, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not going to buy one. I'm going to enter a few giveaways for one, but I'm probably not going to buy one. But I really liked flying it, and the cannons sound really cool.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of ships that can do a lot of damage right now, so I'm not like my hangar, my like website hangar is not missing DPS.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with everything that y'all said. I do agree that obviously fast, maybe the whole HP is not desirable. I'm curious. You said you got like 1 SCU up. Did you have somebody inside already to get it off of the elevator, or how does that work?
Yeah, it was a 2-man logistics operation.
Okay. Okay.
Well, here's what really happened. I mean, we were kind of waiting on Blast Resort to bring the White Panda, is what he called it, for his Asgard, and he crashed into a mountain.
Nice.
It was Saturday night, man. I mean, come on.
Nice.
Or Friday night, I think.
Nice. Well, okay. So what's interesting with me is when FPS missions still existed for the event, I did take one to a bunker and was like, I don't know why. I have no idea why, but I took it to the bunker and I defeated all the individuals, and I was like, well, crap, I've got 5 boxes now coming up an elevator that I can't put on this meteor. So I actually did everything I could, and I tried using like the grav gun to get the SCU box up into the space, and could not do it. So I guess my question for the both of you, whoever wants to answer this, is, okay, so then who is this for? Like who should buy the RSI Meteor?
Well, the paints are really cool.
It's a Groza answer.
I mean,
Yep.
I guess I think it remains to be seen how good the cannons are. I think if the cannons put together are like Inferno-ish with 1.7, with 1 size 7, like that, it kind of feels like one of those types, maybe.
Yeah.
Can you switch the cannons out?
I think the cannons are bespoke. I think I'm pretty sure the cannons are bespoke. It's the other ones that you can replace.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be cool when those size 4 missiles, it'll be cool when those are functioning as well. Saxus was having some problems with his.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a place for it. I don't know if the game's fully there yet. I know some of our guys took one out and had very great success running bounties with it. But to me, it's more of a jousting ship than a dogfighting ship. And I think that, maybe clearing ground assets off of a field, it might be really good at, especially with those cannons.
Yeah.
That just remains to be seen. We haven't had a lot of time to put it in service yet and see how it does. Hopefully we'll get a chance to take it out and try it off and see how it does. But
yeah,
I think we're also still waiting for the top and bottom of the SCM speed range to get expanded a little bit. That way the fast ships like really are fast, even in SCM mode, and the slow ships like are actually kind of disadvantaged. Sorry to all the TAC owners.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean it's a great ship. So being able to fly it around, it sounds great. It's beautiful. The disco livery is, I would honestly say, is probably one of the best liveries in the game. I think it's a close runner up at least. So I think it looks great, feels great. Like, it does all the things. Interior, so like I would use it as like a bunker runner, maybe like the more advanced mercenary missions, where you might have to take out a turret or two. But even then, man, the turrets, at least in the event before they took them offline, the turrets were beastly, right? At the the bunkers, man, they were taking out my shields pretty quick. So I had to like rethink my strategy. So that might be a whole nother world to explore when they come back online. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Should we just get into 421 at this point? Okay. All right. So where is everybody at right now? Let me just open up the conversation. Where are we at? Who are we fighting for? Which corporation are we invested in? What tier level are we? Let the viewers and listeners know just how immersed, if we even are. Groza, I think you've been more trading, but let's talk about it. Like let's see where we are. So Groza, you want to start us off? Have you been in the event lately?
Sure. I've helped. I've certainly loaded a lot of cargo. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
I was trying to do Crusader first because I feel like pretty committed to Crusader, standing by my man August Dunlow. And I kind of like the paints. I like the blue, the baby blue. I think will look good. I have to say, I am lusting over the ArtCorp red paints. Those look pretty slick. That kind of rust red, that looks pretty slick. So Groza did go take a visit to when I say Groza, I mean the character in the game. I'm not talking about myself in the third person. She went and visited Area 18, and we tried to do some things there. So far, I've only unlocked Crusader, and I haven't even hit the second tier yet. It's been horrible. I just keep running into little things like either the freight elevators don't work. There's all these people there. I've enjoyed many lovely cooperative moments with total strangers, and it's actually a little bit. I'm surprised at how many of those I've run into. Actually, I have not been pad rammed yet. Knock on wood, but like so far, everybody's been willing to help each other out, which it's sort of perfectly symbiotic too, right? The sooner I get your stuff off the elevator, the sooner I can grab my stuff and get out of here.
Yeah.
So it's just been kind of nice. And VoIP's been actually working a lot for me lately, which is kind of cool. A lot of people rightfully are frustrated with VoIP not working, and it's inconsistent, but it's been working a lot for me. So I've been having fun that way. But I mean, yeah, the most I've done is I've done some bounties and taken the ores off those and then turned them into the unlimited one. Sure. I did a couple of the combat ones, but they haven't been spawning. So it's just like, I feel like it'll probably start. I'm kind of just waiting for the combat ones to come back, and I'll probably just do it that way because the mining outposts are all quite busy.
Yeah, to say the least. Jenner, man, where are you at?
So currently pulling for Hurston. I have attained rank 3 with many, many headaches. I think it's great. I'm listening to all of our org members in chat talking about how civil things are being and how awesome it is to see lines forming up at the queue.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that's not how it's going over in Hurston. There's pad ramming and theft abounds to no ends. I was sharing the story before we went live here the other night where I was waiting on a C2 to finish up and I was being, professional. And I'm sitting in my raft waiting, and out of nowhere comes another raft and tries to knock me out of the way, tries to knock the C2 out of the way. So I land down next to him and I take the professional approach to be like, hey man, that's not going to fly. To which he throws a box at me. And so it's game on at this point. So I start messing with his inventory. He's getting mad. There's 2 of them. They're flinging boxes at me. I'm taking their boxes and flinging them off in the distance even further. One of them decides to get in the ship. And so with the legs down, the raft is like trying to, stomp me. and I'm running around my raft playing Ring Around the Rosies, and in the middle of all this chaos, somebody else sees what's going on, and they come over with an atlas and just start yanking the other guy's inventory out of the elevator he's left open. So he's losing everything. They finally got smart and pulled a Polaris in there and blew my ship up with pad ramming it. The Polaris left. I hit the bat phone, and a bunch of our org members came in and started messing with them. Not before I could take all my debris from my ship and block the entrance to the elevator. So it's very cutthroat in Hurston right now. I've kind of moved over into mining to finish it off, and when that's done and everything's stabilized, I plan to go into the other areas and take their missions, but turn them back in Hurston.
Nice.
To what end? To what end? All of
Have
this.
You seen that black armor for
No.
Hurston?
No. I mean, before that part, all this just—it's like a bunch of children who are just like fighting over blocks, and it's just like, to what end? Who wins out of any of this?
I can be professional and nice until it's time to not be.
Yeah.
And when I'm like, hey man, like, let's be civil, and you fling a 4 SCU box at my head, civility's gone out the window at that point.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've seen it all. I think I've seen it all in the last 4 days. I've seen the best of our community. Like, to your point, I showed I called it Parking Lot Citizen, and it has 4,000 to 5,000 views on it. On X right now, so it's doing really well. But like, it's literally, I'm not in a raft. What am I in? I'm in something. I forgot what it was. But I'm looking at this mining facility with like 15 ships, and they're just all like on top of this freight elevator. Shortly after that, though, like when I landed, eventually 30 minutes later, people were helping each other. There was like 4 or 5 people helping offload the freight elevator, and so like I've seen the good out of the community, and I would say that actually I've seen more of that than the bad. I want to be very clear before I say my next statement. I've seen a lot of helping. I've actually helped. I actually find it fun. Like, I'll do like a medium because that's really quick, easy. I'll fill up my raft with a medium, and then I'll just hang out and help other people. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. They get the little flashlight, like they do the little helmet flashlight thing to say thank you. It's fun. It's fun. But I've also seen like the bottom of the barrel of the community, if I may say so. Where it's pure chaos. I showed that picture today on X where a raft had parked vertically, blocking a freight elevator. And Jenner and I were talking about this. Maybe they were signaling to like other players that like, hey, this freight elevator is broken. Maybe, but I don't know, man. Like the last couple of days, I have more evidence to say that it's probably just somebody's fed up with the mission and decides that they're gonna make it worse for other people. One of the hilarious moments I saw is there was a raft. I feel really bad for this dude, but they did a large or a heavy mission. So the raft was like front to back full of cargo. There was a C2 above it waiting to land. And for some reason that raft did not do like a 360 like view and just thrusted vertically into the belly of the C2. Like, they hit, both ships explode, cargo goes everywhere. I'm like, man, there goes like 45 minutes of somebody's game. So
frustrating.
Yeah. So I can't imagine. Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because I think we should be authentic, and we should probably call out like what is happening. So if you are a first time listener beyond the verse, bear with us as we get through this humorously, hopefully with humor. Yeah, someone thought it was a good idea to have an entire event based around freight elevators that have never worked consistently. So here we are, in like a parking lot citizen or like a line queue citizen, but it's a lot of waiting, to the point where even every other mission besides mining, every other mission was turned off. So there's no more FPS. There's no more other methods to do this. So you're either mining or you're doing a small, medium, or heavy cargo load or shipment. There's no more defending. You can't go out to a spacecraft and like take it off of a spacecraft. So this is it. If you want to participate in this event, you got to figure this out. So I guess the first issue is finding the damn mission in your contract manager. So I don't know. Have y'all had issues finding like the medium and the heavy? So sometimes I only have small. So are y'all even able to find what y'all are looking for? Or did y'all just move on and start doing mining?
I've had
I was
issues.
oh
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
I only played on Friday when they were and today when they were still working because I was out of
Oh,
town on Saturday. So I actually I've had a pretty okay experience
good.
because on
Good.
Friday I was able to do some combat stuff and then just kind of once I could finally get my problem first, which was a big bottleneck, was that my missions kept saying collect amount slash
Total.
or yeah,
So
amount
amount
slash
slash total.
total of item from blah. So then like you kind of could just tell it was never going to work. And so I couldn't get those intro missions to just say 0 out of 1. Um, but then I was able to do some of it on Friday night. And then today it's just like, 30 to 50% success rate maybe. And then, yeah, sometimes there's all 3, sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's less.
Yeah. And Jenner, you just switched over to mining, right? Is that
I
what you're
did.
saying?
I did. I have some questions, and you're probably going to hear me say the word transparency a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Um, Not only it being, stuck behind freight elevators that they know is an ongoing issue, um, but the way the missions are shared or only available on the server, kind of like how some of the Wikelo rewards were. If somebody else grabs it, you can't grab it.
Mm.
Um, so there's a lot of times where I'll see the contract, immediately hit accept, contract's no longer available,
Yep.
and then you
Yep.
wait and you wait. And I've noticed when I log in, pretty much the only option I have is none of the Hurston will appear except maybe I'll get the one for the mining, and I have to accept it, decline it, and then as soon as I do that, all of them will appear.
Oh, interesting.
And then it's either a medium or a small because the large is gone. So you're fighting that game of just being quick on the draw. You finally get one, you're like, okay, after 20, 30 minutes, I'm ready to go. I'm going to the zone. You get there, none of the elevators there are working. So
Yeah.
now you have to abandon it. You have to start the process all over. You have to do the trick where you're bouncing from one OM point to the next to get the missions to refresh.
Yep.
And it was kind of this point where I'm like, where's my time going to be invested at and see the most profit?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go mine. Like, nobody else is out there doing it where I've been. I'm gonna go mine. I know people are mining for it, but I've ran into less people. I've not had any issues whatsoever. I've been able to get to the refineries just fine. So yeah, I spent most of today just going out and mining. Got about 200 of copper and corundum getting ready to come out of the hopper and ready to roll. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about so what is that game loop like? I have not mined for this event yet. So walk us through, like, without giving your secret away. Like, I'm sure your location, you don't want to tell anybody, like, hey, come to this area. But like,
mhm.
what's your process? Because I think what I want in this podcast as well is like, how are we working around? Like, how are we kind of figuring out little shortcuts? And so, how is mining working for you? What can people
It's been pretty
expect?
good. I've been out in the mole. But I've done some solo trips. I've had a couple of org guys come out with me.
Oh, good.
It's very chill, low key. I put some music on Spotify, and it's your typical mining, right? You're looking for your signatures. You get up, you scan the rock, make sure it's got one of the 3 minerals that you want.
Mm,
The copper and corundum's a lot easier to break.
yeah.
So I'm looking for that, and you make the decision based on that rock. If it's good, you take it, you go, and then take it back and reprocess it.
So you're
Um,
not going planet side. You're going to like the air and asteroid belt, or
I've done both.
you done
I've
both?
done
Okay.
some asteroid mining, but I've also been going planet side. I go planet side more when I have someone with me, because those are much bigger rocks.
Yeah.
But you can do it in anything. I mean, some of our guys are out in prospectors. If you got your golem fitted up just right, you can go out and you can get this in a golem. So
Yeah.
it's in my opinion, better alternative to fighting with um, elevators.
Yeah.
A lot of our guys are having to server hop multiple times before they can get, like Pinewood stands out real big for me in
Mm,
Hurston. Like 90% of the servers I'm on, Pinewood doesn't work.
mm,
So
yeah.
for me, I know that, not to, you know, dump on CIG for this. They are going to eventually take a look at this and get it going. I have faith that they're going to make it right. But in the meantime, what do we do? Like, this to me is just, it's an alternative that is less headache.
Yeah. Groza, what's your advice?
I've just been, I played a new game called Viewfinder today. It was really fun. It's like a puzzle. Well, it was just a little break. It's like a little puzzle game. Kind of reminds me of it. Tickles my brain, kind of like Portal did.
Yeah.
But also, like, I've been just not doing the event. Just sort of, I've just been kind of, I've got some deals in the works. I was doing a lot of trading prior to the patch, so I've got some really cool things that I'm trying to sell to all the other Chads in the verse. Chads, kings, and queens only. So I'm just kind of trying to hustle some of that stuff out. I'm still like looting Hathor because I just can't help myself. I've got a couple other secret loot spots that I've been hitting to try to get some ultra rare stuff that I've been getting a little bit here and there. So that's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just sort of, I kind of feel like they're probably going to fix it and put some of these other missions back in, and I will do them when they are available, and I will get all of my paints from all 4 planets. Because I will literally, CIG, I will literally do anything for paints in my pledge store hangar. Anything. I'll do anything. I'll mine. I'll start mining.
Let's go.
It. Yeah, he of all people means he'll do anything for that. So yeah, so Groza, towards the end of the podcast, we'll absolutely get into the future of Groza. I mean, the future of fashion. Can't wait to hear his opinions on Wikelo the Dickelo, I think is what we're officially calling this guy. And how I
trademarked that.
Yes.
Wikelo the Dickelo.
Yes, we have words we want to have with Wikelo. So we'll get into that here in just a second. Can't wait for it. Okay, so freight elevators. We sort of touched on it, so I just want to address this, and maybe the turn in, then we can move on. But okay, to Jenner's point, like if you take a golem out, and hold me honest here, Jenner. If you take a golem out, like this is going to take forever. What is that? Like 6 SCU, right? What's the maximum SCU out of a golem?
32. 32. Because,
Tracking.
and I learned that from doing Mr. Kraken's quiz giveaway entry.
Boom.
He made you do a quiz, and that was one of the answers.
Shout out Mr. Kraken. Seriously, his material is amazing. Okay, so 32. So, but that's like how long do you think that takes, Jenner? How long does it take to get 32 SCU?
Yeah, it could take you a bit.
Yeah,
it could take you. I mean, RNG for
yes.
what you're finding. But you may go out and you may get a good rock. You may go out and, have to hit 3 or 4 rocks.
Yeah. So you need 2,800 SCU to max out, right? To hit tier 5 on these. And so multiply that by 4. I don't have the math skills to do that without a calculator, but it's just a lot, right? It's a lot. So really right now in this current moment, you've got to do, if you want this to be the best bang for your buck, you've got to use the shipment. Unless you want peace, then you'll do mining. But so the medium gives you 48 SCU for like 15 to 20 minutes of your time. Honestly, that's where I'm living right now because it's the most consistent. It's quick. It's pretty easy to offload a freight elevator quickly into a raft and get up and go. You can use a Zeus for a medium load, right? Not bad. But the large is where it's at, or the heavy is where it's at because you get like 100, what is it, 180? You get 100?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 180 SCU with one go. Now, it takes 30 minutes. It's going to take twice as long, but you're getting the best bang for your buck. It's like 180 SCU. When they got rid of that, or when the freight elevators completely decided to die, like people just started slowing down. Like I was already almost at tier 3. And then they slowed that crap down. And it has taken me hours to hit tier 4. Something needs to happen. Like something needs to happen in order for me to pull a Groza and get all the paints from all of the corporations. But the biggest issue that I'm having with the freight elevator, and I do have a workaround for this, and then I'll shut up. So the biggest issue I have is when you arrive, if you're able to find one that's available, and you might have to wait 5 minutes and then it'll become available. The math doesn't math. So you go to a freight elevator and it's empty. It'll say 0 out of 120 SCU, right? And so you're about to pull up, I don't know, 30 SCU, maybe 50 SCU, and it's saying the freight elevator is full. All right, I want to highlight there's a griefing thing. So people are dumping their used med pens on the freight elevator, and it's counting as, covering up grid squares. So that is problematic in and of itself. So you got to go there and you have to pull them off, put them in your inventory or whatever you need to do. So that's annoying. But if it's not that, the workaround is you have to go in and disassemble the groupings of the SCU. So if there's 18 SCUs of copper, you actually have to disassemble it into smaller numbers and pull them up even more frequent times. You can do this, or you can go play Animal Crossing until until CIG fixes the game. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not a peaceful experience having to get in there and figure out the math of having to break something down. So I don't know. That's my experience. My advice: do the mediums. If the mediums aren't even working for you, and you want to move that needle, go over to mining. So medium or mining until CIG fixes it. Now, I'll end on this note. CIG has been doing a really good job with hot fixes. Right. So on Saturday, there was a hot fix, and on Sunday, there's been 2 hot fixes. There was one early this morning, and I think, Groza, you were telling me there was a second one this afternoon. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah. And they even told us about it in the global chat, which I thought was kind of nifty.
Yeah.
I have a little screenshot of it. It's like, hey, everybody, a hot fix just came out at like 1600 or whatever, 1800 UTC. Fix your, or do something about it, basically. Like
do something.
Update your. A client hot fix was made available at 1800 UTC. Please upgrade your client as soon as possible.
Yeah,
that's what it said. Just in global chat.
Have you played since? Cool. Has anybody played since?
I mean, I think I had already done it somehow because I followed the instructions, but there was nothing to update. So I think I'd already done it.
I updated. Yeah. I tried a couple of the missions. I still didn't have any luck.
Damn.
So
okay,
it could have been the server I was on.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't noticed. So the 3 hot fixes I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of changes, unfortunately. But something needs to happen. So put on y'all's dev hats. I didn't put this in the agenda, but I'm so interested to hear if you were in charge of the PR team at CIG, how would you handle this? Like, what would be your advice to CIG?
Oh, I know what I would say.
Go for it.
I would say, hey, everybody, this is an excellent opportunity for us to address the fact that the planetary mining facility freight elevators have not been working since their deployment. We just fixed them and are rolling out a patch this afternoon, which should take care of all of these problems. Sorry for the inconvenience, but we're glad to see that y'all were helping each other out so much.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would say.
It's a very, very positive note there, Groza.
Well, they would also need to fix it.
They would need to fix it, yeah.
I feel like that may be the tougher part, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's probably easy to say you fixed it. It probably is not so easy to fix it, I'm guessing.
And I feel like that message would come out before the devs fixed it. They'd be like, what did we do? Jenner, what would you do? You're in charge of PR. How do you address this?
Oh, that's hard. That's hard because I mean, there's only so much PR can do. Other than like what Groza said, like the devs have got to fix it. You know, you've got this event's locked behind it. Stormbreaker had elevators. Your CZ zones have had elevator issues.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely would have to. They got to get in front of it, right? Take ownership. I don't judge people by the mistakes they make. I judge people by how they handle them. So you got to get in front of it. You got to take ownership. But more importantly, when you go back to your touch base meetings for your teams, you got to hold your peers at that level accountable. Like, where are we at with this? Like, you guys are getting me massacred out here. Like, get this fixed.
Yeah.
I would definitely look at maybe extending the event, kind of like
Yes.
they did. We talked earlier, like with Xenothreat.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the other issues, right? Like Seraphim was having issues, and we were pretty sure that's why Crusader was so far behind, like the first, 48 hours in, because they had one place to turn in that was working, and so now you're running into hanger queues and everything else. Like, I think the event's a great event. I think it's really good for the storyline, but you got to own it. You got to get in front of it, and you got to have a commitment to make it right.
Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree. And, I don't know. Let's try to end this on a good note. I did I did kind of mention this a couple minutes ago, but there has been some amazing stories come out of this. Like truly, like helping each other out, helping offload, helping load. I think that's been amazing. Honestly, this is a very fun event. It's a very fun event, and it had past tense. It had game loops for everything, right? If you wanted to FPS, if you wanted to fly and do combat, if you wanted to fly and do kind of a mystery investigation to a derelict ship and pull cargo off that way, it had that as well. So I kind of want to go around the room real quick and just like what are we excited for when they do get the fix in? Like, what are we going to continue doing shipping or shipment missions? Are we going to try to do FPS and figure out, how to do that? I want to end on that. Like, where do we go from here from like a player base? Because I'm enjoying the hell out of the raft. I discovered through this event that you can throw the Atlas onto a cargo grid of your raft. It takes up a cargo grid, but like, how cool is that? I didn't know that. So it's just been a really fun event to live and like to live out of a raft. And I love that ship. So I don't know, Jenner, Groza, when everything comes back online and CIG has solved all the problems, how are you going to finish up this event? I know, let's start with Groza. Groza, you're going to get tier 5 at all 4 corporations. Is that your goal? Is that your plan?
Oh, that's not a goal. That's just
It's
an
happening.
eventuality.
It's happening.
Yeah.
You're taking PTO so you can do it, quit work.
It is, to quote Agent Smith, it is an inevitability.
Love that.
So that's a little turn of events for the lore of Groza, though. I probably shouldn't compare to Agent Smith. Yeah, no, I'll probably grind out the combat ones because I have a feeling that those are probably the best because you don't have to spend the time taking them anywhere. Like, and when I say the combat ones, I mean the defend large ship. I was able to do one of those by myself, and that was so. I think I was able to struggle through it. It was about as difficult as the upper level Orange Foxwell missions with, I think, some of the similar ship spawns. Yeah. And so I think 2 people can do those. I think like a Connie and a Lightning would be, or like a Connie and like a medium fighter would be an excellent way to just hammer those out. So that's probably what I will do. I'll do the FPS too because I like to loot the bunkers.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. That'd be fun to do with like a team. I think like an org night would be really fun. Like to take a cargo ship like a C2, park it behind a mountain so it doesn't get blown up by the freaking turrets. And then have like a QRF, like Ghost Squad, go in there and just wipe everybody clean. Like that'd be amazing. I love that.
Trouble and I also thought Trouble and I have a solution for the turrets. I need to tell you guys about that. We'll do it later.
Is it
we have there's a plan for the turrets. We're good to go. We're good to go on the turrets.
Love that. Or the railgun. It's like 2 shots from the railgun and they're out.
Something. Well, okay, never mind.
Was that it? Was that? My bad.
Trade secrets, man. Trade secrets.
So railgun.
I'm sure there will be involving some sort of like dropping an Ursa out of a ship 5K over the site, and then the people inside the ship the Ursa will have the railguns, and then the rest of the ship will land. That kind of stuff. I feel like will be cool.
Sounds like a fun org night after a mining org night for this week. But before we go over to Jenner, just real quick, I wanted to share with Groza that the defend the large cargo ship. Mm-hmm. Like all you needed to do was take a Polaris out there and let the PDCs destroy all the ships. Like that was literally.
Well, I hope people that solo Polarises die.
Yeah. Well, okay. Don't quote me here. Come on. How dare you use my own words against me? Oh man, I'm never gonna live that one down. But yeah, that's all you needed to do, which is a total cheese way of doing that mission. But can't blame the gamer for gaming.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, I think is what they say.
There you go.
But not literally the game.
Yeah.
That was just,
I got you. Jenner, well, so what are you doing when CIG fixes every problem and this game is ready for 1.0? What how are you going to finish up the event?
I'm going to go play this viewfinder game that Groza was talking about.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
No, I'm going to go back to when they had the other missions in. It was really fun to take the Reclaimer out now that it has PDCs. And we were running some of those sites. I had an amazing turret gunner in Blast. The only problem was he was crashing every time we got into the site. So it was just me on the Reclaimer guns and death rolling with everything and letting the PDCs do most of the damage. But I'm going to take that back out with a crew, and then when we're done getting the cargo, we're going to salvage everything and make a little bit more bang for the buck.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah, I'm looking
I'm
forward.
I'm gonna keep fighting until my little bars in my journal are all the way up.
Oh God, really? Inside joke. Anybody else listening, just move past that. Fast forward. Man, I'm really enjoying the shipments. Like, I think the FPS missions, I was really enjoying those as well. It wasn't like a lot of bang for your buck. It wasn't like a lot of ROI. But I think the most fun is like you and maybe two other people just taking out a bunker. I think that could be a lot of fun. And like you said, space or dogfighting for those large defend missions. That would be fun as well. But I think I'm going to stick with shipments, man. Like there's something about loading up a raft, using an atlas. That tractor beam on the raft that they just added, a couple patches ago, freaking amazing. The tractor beam's amazing on the raft. It's good. Man, but they got some work to do. There's they have plenty of work to
It'll be
get through.
a busy Monday for them.
Yes. I bet they're all dreading going into work the next day. like Elliot Maltby, shout out, love you, dude. He's like looking at this like, really, guys? Really? Like he was so excited about this, and I was too. Okay. I guess
it's just a series of tasks that they have to accomplish, and then it'll be fixed. You'll be fine, everybody. Yeah. Enjoy your morning coffee. Yeah. The tasks will get completed.
Well, hopefully they've got them fixed by the time this is out.
Yeah. Oh, Lord in heaven.
If it's fixed before this drops, we might not even drop this episode. We might just go and delete it and
archive this one.
Yeah, I'm saving this one for a bonus episode. Okay, so the last segment, it's going to start off on a bad note, but I think it's going to end on a really funny note. But I want to talk about Wikelo, and I want to talk about fashion, and I want to talk about like the rest of StarCitizen and crafting and everything else that comes with it. But we have my poor friend Jenner, our recipient of the Ghost Polaris. Jenner, I would love to hear the story from your perspective. Just take a couple of seconds and tell us the story of the infamous Polaris. And then segue, just so I can make sure I frame this, segue into the changes that went into Wikelo and the future of basically what Groza will be doing in StarCitizen for the next 5 years. So go ahead and walk us down the very depressing story of the Org Polaris.
So, as everyone who listens knows, we put in the effort to obtain a Polaris for the org to use. And it was 2 weeks of blood, sweat, and tears. No, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people getting on and trying game loops that they hadn't done to get the Quantanium. Groza had them out at Hathor every night, doing the mining. We got everything that was required. We met up, did a double check, loaded up, flew in, did a check again, made sure everything was good, and proceeded to turn in the mission. Everything went green, and nothing completed. Could be the elevator situation again. I don't know. It was disheartening at first because it's not a ship that I'd planned to be flying constantly, but it was something that I definitely planned to be having members of the org take out. And I was really frustrated for the excitement that was building around it. We were looking at having a christening ceremony. We were going to open up to the organization a in-org contest to name the Polaris. There was just so much we were building around that event, and it didn't happen. So we did record the entire turn-in from start to finish. We highlighted over every item to show what was what. We took screenshots, and I went and opened up a ticket. And I got a very timely response 2 weeks later that if we're just going to be transparent here, I was a little frustrated with the response. The response basically was, that sucks. Have you talked to issue council? And yeah, I have, and so have a lot of other people. And I understand in telling this story, I'm not the only person that has had Wikelo steal a Polaris from them. There's a lot of tickets. I'm attached to a couple of them. But the response to me was just really kind of more the knife in the heart. Like, it hurt. And I rebutted. And I'm like, yeah, we have issue council tickets open, and a lot of players have, but I'm looking more for a response to make this right. And I understand that we're testing a concept of a game, and I understand how test phases work, and not everything is going to happen. But I also understand that if you want to incentivize your testers, you have to do what's right. You have to make that right, and that's a customer service standpoint. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We had a lot of fun gathering the materials. We had a lot of fun interacting with our org mates. We had some of the busier nights that we've never seen outside of an org night. And I know Groza made a lot of new connections along the way as well, and opened up some avenues for him. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at.
Well, and Groza was the mastermind behind it. He came to me several weeks ago, right, with this idea. Thought it was great. That was a great way of bringing in Soul Provision to do something outside of typical game loops, right? So Groza, like I would just, again, I'm trying to give y'all time and space. Like this was y'all's baby, and so I want to give you the floor here to kind of voice your experience and what you're observed and how you're feeling about it. Not so we can get emotions out there, but because like this is important for viewers to hear, right? Wikelo's broken. Or at least it was. Wikelo was broken. The return rate on weapons and everything else that we were experiencing wasn't just the Polaris, right? So it's like, is it the elevator? Is it like, are the elevators really that bad? But Groza, I want to throw the platform over to you. Talk to us your thoughts, feelings, emotions. Emotional outbursts are fine too.
I'm gonna take a drink.
Yeah. Okay. Is that water? Or is that Everclear? What is that?
It's smart water. I'd like to try to be smart while I talk, so I'm going to take a drink of smart water. So far, this podcast is not sponsored by Viewfinder or Smart Water, by the way.
Dang.
Okay, so I mean, this might be a bit of a monologue here. So
Go for it.
I just saw all these like Chads flexing their Wikelo Polarises. I really like that sort of desert gold paint, and I just was like, I just feel like if we just tried, I just feel like we could do it, right? And you just kind of needed somebody to like be responsible for the accounting of it all and keeping track of it all, and just kind of like I just feel like we had a lot of, what do they call it in physics, like potential energy, right? We have a lot of energy, and we just needed some direction. So I was like, let's just get a Polaris then. Like, let's just see if we can do it, right? And the amount of people that just like were just killing it was just so cool. Like it was really cool to see like all these people just out there looking for Quantanium. I mean, Blast Resort was in a freaking mole looking for Quantanium. I mean,
crazy.
Everybody was pitching in. Everybody was like all hands on deck, and everybody knew from the get-go that like I wasn't paying them for anything. We were not giving them anything. It was important that we were transparent, but like, this is what we're going to do with it. Like, nobody's getting it. Like, if you're going to do this, like, you're just giving your time and energy. And like, everybody just did, and it was a blast. And it opened up a lot of really cool things for me. Like, just kind of having to kind of look up where, like, how do you find a Pico ball? And then I found out where they spawn, and then I was just kind of searching all these little places and collecting them, and then having, being like, guys, we need this, kind of like, okay, we got enough of this going on in the works. I've got all these scripts I got to turn in, because that was tough, man. Doing the 50 script per favor turn in, Lord almighty, that was tough.
Yep.
So, but then like we didn't have any cave copion too. So then like a group of people went out, and like Mekit was like spelunking for like 3 days straight. Yeah. Couldn't find a single cave copion. It was so brutal. And then we found out that we had heard murmurings of going to just Ruin Station. And then a few people did that for a couple hours and came back with like 50 cave copion horns. This was back in the day. You young kids who are listening to this now, you don't remember that. It used to be RNG per piece of armor. So like when I was your age trying to get these armor sets, you guys could just do one turn in now and you get the whole damn armor set. We just had to roll the dice, and I ended up getting. I had to do 8 of the armor pulls to get, and then I ended up eventually trading for a second set. I mean, it was so much. It was so much work. I probably played like 5 hours a day for 2 weeks, like way into the night. I was hitting Hathors solo. I was hitting Hathors with with one of my IRL friends, like just getting as much ore as we could. And it was an awesome experience. And then suddenly the next patch was coming. And the spreadsheet that I was using, that everybody uses, Chris GBG, I think is what's called, his Google Doc.
Yeah.
I was looking at it and it's like the recipe's changing. So like because we were making solid progress, but we were about halfway there, maybe, like, I don't know, not even half. We were probably like 30 to 40% of the way there. And so then I just sort of randomly messaged Kiosa and Heimdelight on Twitter, on X, I'm sorry. And I said, like, hey, we've been like busting ass, but like there's a patch coming and the recipe is changing. Like, and I just said, do you guys think that it's even possible to sprint in? Because we didn't know when the patch was coming, right? I was worried it was going to come like at the beginning of July, and so suddenly it became this crazy sprint. I'm delight. I don't really know why, but we've like struck. I really like. As far as we're concerned, like Groza can be his. Like she'll be his queen at this point in time. Coheed and Cambria should write an album about this new sci-fi romance that's happening. But Heimdelight is a member of like a super Chadley PvP org, and he was just like, "Oh, I'll just give you I can help. Like let's get this over the goal line, right?" And he like went and sourced all this stuff from his org. I mean, a ridiculous amount of help. I mean, totally unreasonable. I felt like I didn't know what I was promising to do in the future. I feel like Groza's got a lot of favors to repay, is all I'm gonna say. But the only thing I was able to give him was I gave him one of those Wikelo railguns, which is going to be a topic for about 10 minutes from now, probably. But I gave him a queen's gift for a king, basically. And it's one of them golden railguns, because I've been grinding those as well. But anyways, yeah. So we put in all this work. Overall, it was a hugely positive experience. And then we did the turn in. Oh, Kiosa came in and shoved a bunch of ace helmets our way too. I can't forget to mention that. And he actually hopped in with us for the turn in to witness the excitement and the turn in. And there was this problem of you'd turn in 50 scripts. The scripts would go down. It'd say 50 out of 50. It'd be green, and it just would never say contract complete. And that happened a lot. I mean, that happened 20 to 30% of the favors, maybe, so of the turn-ins for the favors. So like that was a known issue, but also like the recipe was changing. So like we either throw all of our progress, well, not all of it, but a substantial amount of our progress away, or we just try to trust that the game's going to function as intended. And who wants to not just go for it, right? So we were going to go for it. We had all these other orgs helping out. I mean, it was so cool. We would go there, we do it. Everything goes down immediately when he says all the numbers are green and the mission's not complete. I mean, my heart went clonk into my gut. I mean, it was just like, oh. And I immediately started hearing people try to like troubleshoot it, because that's just what we do. Is like, well, did you try this? Did you try this? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's done. Like right away when I heard that the numbers were green and the contract incomplete, it was done. And it was just like, all these people were there. We were streaming. Like, it was just like, oh my God. And so, that's when we got Dickoloed by Wikelo. I mean, he is like, everybody, like, just call him Wikelo the Dickolo. So that there's got to be some justice in this, right? And then give us a jump point to his home planet. And we'll show him what's up. So that's the Polaris part of the story. I mean, honestly, I still think I'm still totally enamored by Wikelo. I'm totally in an unhealthy relationship with him. He hurts me. He abuses me. He takes my things and he doesn't give me things in return. And I keep crawling back and giving him more Jacklium and Karenite and Tundra. I mean, I know all the recipes. I remember all these recipes for all these guns. but
You have
he totally
spreadsheets and-
they need to obviously make his mechanics work.
Yeah.
But like he's definitely tier 0 crafting. It captured the same sort of go out and grind that like WoW Classic was. I don't remember what those things were called, Bulwark or something. Those little frog thingies, like those little missions where you had to go collect these items from these things and bring them to this person, and you got this cool thing. Like totally MMO, totally like you can totally tell that's like the future of the MMO side of this game. Launched me into player trading. I had done a lot of like the more RP heavy player trading things, but I'm such a loot goblin. I didn't really need any real. Didn't need the stuff, but it launched me into this whole world of UEX. And there's a Discord that I got banned from on accident for a day, and I about had a complete meltdown.
I remember that.
Yeah. And it's been a really tumultuous few weeks for me, to be honest. But yeah, this player trading thing is like scratching my old school like RuneScape itch back when there was a free market in RuneScape, and then I just like collecting the rare pretty things and flaunting them and taking cool and putting like the cool outfits. It's just totally scratching my old RuneScape itch, and buying in bulk the ores, buying the bulls and the orc in bulk, and then when people are like, you need the ore for Wikelo trading, so you'll just watch global, and people will be like, "Is anybody selling 20 Seldinium?" Yep, I got you. Meet me at Crow One. Make a huge profit. I mean, they're willing to brute force the Wikelo thing, so they're going to pay a premium for it, right? It's just yeah. So that's been a huge blast. Collecting some super rare outfits and flaunting them around on X is super fun, and
screenshots.
But I will say, one of the mechanics that was really messed up was the guns, the parallax rifles that you could make, the fun military skull and fun military tooth. There was like a 50% casualty rate on the turn-ins, and that was 10 Jacklium, 5 Karenite, 10 Marok gems, a parallax, and either an Alaprat skewer or a fried C-nut with sauce. Those are foods from Pyro. And so every time you'd send it down, and sometimes it would say you have been rewarded the fun copia or fun military tooth parallax rifle, and then sometimes it would say you've earned 20 rewards. And if it said you earned 20 rewards, your 20 rewards were 20 parallax rifle magazines. And it's like
gut punch.
So I think I feel like you were supposed to get both, because when you did the other turn-ins for the big guns, you got the gun and 10 mags.
Yeah.
The railgun and 10 mags. And so I feel like you were supposed to get a parallax and the 20 mags. I only ever got the parallax or the 20 mags. It would complete, the mission would complete, but like the rewards, it's almost like it was RNGing me between the two possibilities. So I probably should have 7 more of those parallax guns that are just, I recorded some of the turn-ins, but I don't know that it's going to matter. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to go through the work of going back through the recordings and pulling out those specific parts. And for what? I mean, if they're not going to do something about the Polaris, then they're not going to give me a couple guns, right?
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
I'm not convinced that they can't I'm not convinced that they can't fix the Polaris. Like, there's a database that says who has what. Yeah. That's how they persist through the patch, right? So certainly that's editable, right? So like, I mean, I don't even know how to run Excel, so I'm really not qualified to be opining on this. But like, can't you like Control C Wikelo Polaris Jenner Dar pledge hanger or whatever? Not pledge store hanger, in-game hanger. Control V Wikelo Polaris. Like, is that not how game development works?
Developers, is that how this works? Is your job that easy? Let us know in the comment section.
So, anyways, yeah. So it's been huge heartbreak and then a huge success, and I'm loving Wikelo. People need to pay attention to Wikelo. I know the latest changes have only been out for a couple of days, but have you tried turning anything in since Thursday? Well, a lot of the guns require vastly more ore, like a ridiculous amount of more ore, which is why I hustled so hard to make so many of them that I did. Sure. Some of the turret-ins aren't even available anymore. The railgun and the missile launcher aren't even available anymore. I'm selling them for a very royal price, so hit me up in my DMs if you want to buy them, but don't come at me if you're not willing to pay millions. Using the podcast. I got a bunch of Wikelo railguns for sale, all right? That's what I'm just saying, all right?
Man, nice
But,
plug. Nice plug on the podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever. I deserve it. After what they've done to me, I
Yeah.
deserve something
That's
good
fair.
coming my way. But no, so some of the things are way more expensive. The Wikelo Lightning is now insane to get. I was managed to get one through at the last patch before the recipe changed. But then like the armor sets are so much more chill because you don't have to fight the RNG anymore. You just get the full armor set. It's like a bunch of harvestables from animals or something like that, and then a handful of ace helmets and a handful of favors, and then you get a full one of the armor sets. And those armor sets are super lit.
Yeah. Speaking of which, go ahead, Jenner.
Do you think there should be RNG though? I mean, it is an element in just about any other MMO, even with the gear drop, right? There's usually like a table for the stats, like the high end, the low end, and that's part of RNG. And you see that in all the other MMOs. Do you think that there is a place for RNG in Star Citizen?
I think that if we weren't already having to like, there's already a lot of obstacles mechanically to just make it work. That when RNG serves as an obstacle, it's very exhausting. But like, I do like the idea of look at my really rare thing that I'm wearing right now. That's a really rare drop. So it creates more exclusivity and more rarity. So like, there's that aspect. I think I'm okay with it, but like, I mean, to get my hunter set, I had to end up getting. I partnered up with somebody else, and we ended up having to make 2 sets because we had to grind it so hard. I mean, it's already kind of grind. I think that's what. Right now, it's already a pretty rough grind. So let's not add more grind to it by keeping RNG. But eventually, yes, if the super rare magical staff if a katana was a really rare drop for a weapon turn in, and then I got it, I would never unequip it.
So if I may answer that question, like I first off love the question. That's a brilliant question. So RNG is usually at the top of the funnel, right? It's usually like you defeat a boss and the boss will drop something. Like, to go fight this boss in Wrath of the Lich King, and like you beat Wrath of the Lich King, it's going to drop Invincible, like the mount. But the mount's like a 1% drop rate. But that you're going to have to go grind. That's where I think the RNG is okay. But like once you've done the RNG of getting like the teeth and the different materials, I think that's okay for the RNG. But once you have the ingredients, why does the turn in have to be RNG? Right? Like, make the RNG top of the funnel, not at the bottom of the funnel.
Well, that's why I asked it, because if this is supposed to be crafting tier 0 or whatever they're calling it, right?
Yeah.
The recipe should be static,
Yes.
in my opinion. Right. So I do think the RNG is like, you got to have X amount of metals. So every time you open a chest looking for it, you're rolling on that RNG loot
100%.
table. But I think like if this is crafting, then the recipe static. I take X amount of parts and I get this.
Yeah.
And so hopefully with what they're doing now, we're moving in that direction. But I do like the idea of what Groza said, because I do like some of that surprise, like, you are going for a weapon and oh my gosh, there's like a 0.1 chance that this katana drops and you got it. Like, how much more special does that feel?
Yes.
How much more is that going to incentivize other people? Like, oh man, Groza got it, I'm going to go try for it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Here we go. One, they got that right now. The Karenite Pure. There's a new thing called Karenite (Pure), or like the grade AAA on the worm stuff. So I think they have already introduced that part for that collection. 2, CIG, I will waive all of my emotional distress damages if I get a katana put in my pledge store inventory.
I need to get you to sign like a notice, like I will not sell myself out on this podcast. Very good, Groza.
I don't think you have any hope on that with him.
No, it's good though. I do want to end on this last question though, and I think this is a brilliant. It's one of the questions I ask almost for every game. So when I was creating content for Elder Scrolls and New World, I asked this question to a lot of my guests. So I'm going to ask you, for the first time in Star Citizen, you're getting this question. What is, in your opinion, the best like meta end game gear? Is it gear that you craft or is it gear that you find? I think that is an ultimate question that every MMO has to deal with. How much value do you put on crafting? So the best rifle in the game, it has to be crafted, or it drops in a very low rate of a red crate that can be found in a Hathor site. Like, what do you think is the right source for the meta in-game gear? Dun, dun, dun. Wait, no, I have one of those.
I've already got my answer. Groza, you want to go?
Take it away, Jenner.
Old school MMO player here. I'm gonna say crafting gear should always be
Like
top.
the best.
There should be a reward for the investment and the skill set to get it there. Gathering the material. I think World of Warcraft had it right back in the day when crafted gear was the best. You had your armor smith, your weaponsmith, you had your 2 lines with your engineering with gnomish or goblin. I think that crafting gear should always come out on top.
What do you think, Groza?
100%.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, even Disowned lusts over my Wikelo lightning because you cannot get it unless you do the work to get it through the one hard way. Yeah. And so, like, inherently, the things that you do the things that you earn by doing the toughest stuff, sort of like they have that sort of like, or they have that aura attached to them. They have that Chad aura attached to them. And so that just sort of elevates how cool it is. I mean, seriously, I joke, or I say Chad jokingly, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I did so many Foxwell missions to get those helmets. And then I bought some. I ended up just buying some on the market because, I mean, 30 helmets was a lot. I mean, that was a lot to get. And like, some of the extra guns that I made that I gave out to some of our org mates that like were like, in my view, like really shone during the Polaris stuff. Like, for me, like that gun, like if I got that gun from somebody in game, I would never get rid of it. Sorry, I mean, guys, do whatever you want with it. It was a gift. But like, if I got that from somebody on these circumstances, it would have so much sentimental value to it, even though it's a virtual thing and a virtual existence, right? But like I saw Dansek on doing mining stuff so many times, and so like I gave him a rifle because he like went crazy organizing all of these Quantanium mining expeditions, right? And like that was community, right? Like that was like multiple people getting on a plane together, having a blast. Blast Resort was making us laugh like crazy. And like now I have this thing that kind of like was made during that experience. I'm giving it to you. It's like a kingly gift, right? It's basically frankincense or myrrh, I suppose, is what I think.
That's pretty intense.
But you know, it's like yeah, like that you got that cool like you got that cool exclusive thing, and you had like a memory associated with it, and it was with your friends, and it was a good time, and it's cool.
Imagine a world where you get to craft that rifle you're talking about, Groza, and then put the Soul Provision brand on it. And that rifle will forever have our logo and our brand on it. Like, imagine that, like, space of crafting. Yeah. That's what I've missed in every MMO. If I'm going to craft something, I want my signature on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be pretty badass. But so a point of clarification, Groza. Which should be more powerful? A lightning you get out of a contested zone that has no crafting, or a lightning you get out of crafting it through Wikelo?
That's a good question. I think the Wikelo one probably takes more dedication, and then the Executive Hanger one probably takes more like in-game badassery, like PvP style, right? Because you have to be able to handle yourself in the CZs and to get to the Executive Hangers, right? So
yeah.
I don't know that those should be tiered next to each other, but I do think they should be different. Like maybe the Wikelo one, maybe the Executive Hanger one should have all military equipment. Maybe the Wikelo one should be the one that's all stealthed out grade A, right? Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. They're really different.
Yeah. It's a completely different game loop. Jenner, I saw you kind of reacting. Do you have a
Almost thought he
counterpoint?
was going to go into where like you're getting into, and again, like old school World of Warcraft, like the difference between PvE sets and PvP sets. You know, you had your different gear based on what you were doing, right? So
Yeah.
if you're doing all the Wikelo stuff, it's a lot of PvE. So maybe the Wikelo one was more set for that. Man, that's a hard question, right? Because you're looking at you're almost comparing apples to oranges, right? Because then when you get into the ships, you're still looking at trading out components. And, you know, is it going to be all top stock components? And then there's not a lot on the table for that, right? For the ship. So it's going to be whatever size category it is and whatever the grade is.
Yeah.
You know, is it going to be stealth? Do you want stealth in this, or do you want military because you need it? I don't know. I don't know if the right answer is to make them on par, because they do require different levels of dedication.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's enough in there yet to support the game to have degrees in there.
Yeah.
So probably not the answer you wanted.
No.
But,
No. I think we're at okay. We're at a place where the game is still in its infant stages, even after, a decade of development. Like it could go any direction, but I do think every MMO historically has had to deal with this, right? Like, is crafting better than playing the game? That sounds disrespectful. Like, is crafting items better than finding items? I guess. Groza, you look like you had something you wanted to say.
Well, part of it's the paint. Let's be honest. I mean,
it's always the paint with
the
you.
Wikelo paint is real nice.
It is good.
Real. Disowned and I took out the executive, like not the executive hanger, the executive version and the Wikelo one, and they look. I mean, they're phenomenal together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like maybe, and they really probably shouldn't do this because they already have a lot of work for balancing things. But like, what if like the gold flashy Wikelo one had a higher top speed than the normal F8C? Like,
yeah,
there's no way I mean, that would be so difficult to balance with all the different possibilities. So that would probably be a horrible idea, like implement wise. But like that sort of thing would make kind of sense, right? Like it's the sporty, rare, exotic one you got from the alien. It goes fast, like I could see something like that. And then you're not constrained to the components being the only way that you can change the efficacy of the ship.
Sure.
Can they finish the ships they're working on, Groza? Please. Before you add to that workload.
Also, I had a new idea for a blade. They should make a blade that automatically manages your shield distribution. So like the blade kind of automatically detects that if you're taking a lot of damage on the front quadrant of your shields, it automatically sucks some juice from the other shields to like kind of balance that for you. That'd be a really cool idea for a blade.
I actually agree with that. Yeah, if the whole point of a blade is to replace a human player, like that's the co-pilot, right? You're basically defining the co-pilot there. Like that'd be a co-pilot blade. That'd be great.
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea. I think we're about ready to wrap this one up. Jenner, since you're in the hot seat as the newbie, I've got like a lightning round of questions I want to ask you. Simple stuff. Very simple, right?
Sure.
It's not how you feel about certain devs. We're not going to get into that yet. All right, man. If you're starting the game for the very first time, what is your starter pack?
Ooh, Cuddy Black.
Cuddy Black. What planetary body are you choosing to start your loop out of?
Laurel.
Horrible. I hate adding you to the board. All right, your first game loop. What are you grinding to get your first couple of million of UEC?
Sticking with what I had suggested then with the Cuddy Black, get in there, do some hauling, do the small hauling. That's going to get you some money really good. Fit your ship up, go out, learn some combat, figure out what you prefer to do more, and then use that money to go to a Drake Vulture and then get into salvage.
Boom. Okay. Stanton or Pyro?
Pyro.
Okay. Interesting. Favorite ship in the game that is currently flyable?
Drake Vulture.
You're a simple man. I love that. I love that. That's such a good, and that's a good ship too, by the way. Good ship.
Honestly, but let me caveat on that.
Yeah.
Salvage was what I fell in love with in the game. But
Yeah.
for me, the salvage loop is not going out and looking for panels. I like to do the free range salvage. So the vulture allows me to get out, make some money with what I find, but just explore. And sometimes I just fly around and take in the views.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good ship to do so. I love getting out on the front left extender. Like that's just a unique thing about that ship. So 100%. And then last question, your favorite ship that is not flyable yet?
Holding out for my ironclad, but I don't know, man. The Kraken is really. I said I was done with big ships, but
Never.
the Kraken keeps calling.
Which Kraken? The base or the privateer?
I can't decide.
Yeah.
I'm still back and forth on it. I'm
fair.
back and forth on it. Maybe the privateer. I don't know. It'll change. I'll wake up tomorrow and feel completely different.
What did I say to Sulyce? Oh, damn it. And Groza, I don't think we did this with you. I don't think we ever did it with you in Marauder. Should we just ask you the same questions real quick?
Yeah, I love talking, but also Jenner, favorite Blast Resort soundbite.
I'm all the way up.
I'm all the way up.
There's gonna be about like 300 people that get that, and the other 1,000 will not. So
Well, if they joined in
Yes.
with some of our shenanigans, they'd be in the know.
soulprovision.com. Groza, all right, man. If you're starting out, what's your favorite starter pack?
Intrepid.
I 100% agree with you there. Yeah, the Cuddy Black is phenomenal, but the Intrepid, it's a good one. All right, what's the game?
Cuddy Black's better, but the Intrepid is just super sexy right now for me. I love it.
It's filling an itch, I think. The game loop you're choosing first to get your first mill.
Blow stuff up.
In
Honey.
FPS or okay, in space combat. Gotcha. Okay. What's your favorite game loop in the game?
Blowing stuff up.
Okay, fantastic. You're just gonna stick with it. All right. So where are you choosing your planetary body?
I've not made the Chadley move out to Pyro yet. I've been an Orison stan.
Okay. All right.
Proud member of the Cult of Crusader.
Yeah, I will probably forever be that way. Stan or Pyro?
Orison, Stanton.
Okay, you're sticking in with Stan. Yeah.
Yep.
Although Pyro's beautiful, it's hard to say no to that.
I love going on adventures to Pyro, and I love them taking a long time. I love staying out there for multiple play sessions, staying on the ship, bedlogging on the ship, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It is the lighting in Pyro is something to behold. But I have like a happy place. I'm a homebody in real life, so I've never changed from Orison. I tried New Babbage once, and it was just
horrendous. Not as bad as Lorville, but it was still pretty bad. Yeah. Your favorite ship flyable in the game?
Flyable?
Flyable.
MSR.
Okay. Sounds amazing. Sounds like a hot rod. Looks like a hot rod. I like that. What do you use it for right now? I'm curious.
Everything.
Really?
I do cargo hauling on it. I can't do a bunch of combat stuff, but
Yeah.
if I ever want to go places, like when I'm hauling stuff or if I want to take a bunch of stuff to a space station that I'm going to live out of, I'll put it on there. You can put a nurse on it. You can put a lot of little bikes on it. You can put a lot of little furniture on it for Desone and I were going to do a little picnic by a lake. And so I took some bean bags and some boxes and some champagne and stuff. It's just the cool, for me, it's it's the cool factor. Its utility is a little sketchy right now. Just because its main thing, the data running, isn't really totally a thing yet, but I just love it. I love it. It's been the ship that I have been lusting over since I only had an Aurora.
It's back in the day. And so what did you name your MSR?
Lath Spell. It's from the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it is. So is everything else you name.
Yep. I got my Idris name.
Congratulations.
I got that Tharkun. Tharkun. It's the dwarvish word for Gandalf.
Yeah,
I think it means staff man, translated literally from dwarvish.
Staff man. Yep. I like that. I like that. Yeah. So real quick before I ask you the last question, I've done that with a Nomad. I've put like a chair, like a sofa or a little small chair, like in the back of the Nomad,
Yeah.
and I'll sit in the bed of the pickup truck. That's Chadley, to fly around with a dude in the bed of your pickup truck. All right,
redneck, I believe, but yes.
it's we'll call it what we want to call it. All right, Jenner. All right. All right, Groza, your favorite ship in the game that's not flyable?
I'm looking forward to the Galaxy a lot.
Okay.
It's gonna fill my. I have a C2 right now, which will turn into an ironclad assault, and then the Galaxy is going to be that perfect sized hauler, I think, for me.
Yeah, very good.
I did not start off as an RSI stan, but I am. I have been converted. I have a Scorpius. I got Polaris 1. Never forget for Polaris 1.
The Zeus.
And I don't have a Zeus.
Zeus is so good.
The Zeus is like the thing that looks like the most ascertainable spaceship in real life. It looks like it could exist in real life. Like it looks like something that SpaceX could make in like maybe 100 years, maybe something.
Yeah. They're already working on it, I'm sure. So let's go and wrap this up. Let's go around the horn. Where can we find more of you? Groza, we're going to start with you. Our sign off. If people want more of Groza.
And my favorite Blast Resort soundbite was with the original Flan the Gambling Man. All right. I'm on X at Citizen Groza. I'm on YouTube at Citizen Groza. I'm on TikTok. Well, I have a TikTok. I'm not really on it much. I'm on Instagram. I'm just around. I'm most likely, if you ever wanted to say something to me, you should tweet it at me on X, because that is the only, or on Discord, but that's the only real way that I would have an occasion to really interact. My YouTube's been pretty sketchy. I spend a lot of time on screenshots. I spend a lot of time playing the game. I haven't really sat down and digged through the multiple terabytes of footage that I had auspicious streams for.
Well, your screenshot game is bar none. I think you and Disown kind of own that space in Supervision. So good work there, man. You're doing some amazing work.
You know what? I got something positive to say.
Yeah. What's up?
Last Sunday, I got on with NB Citizen, NB Citizen from Brazil, Chonk Rider from Bangkok, and Sea Shockbreaker from the Czech Republic. And vastly different time zones. We had to put a lot of effort into like coordinating it. Chonk Rider woke up at like 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh. For the screenshot?
And we hung out and we had a blast, and we took like a Ghostbusters picture, and we took I gave them all ice cream in a food court. And I just was kind of like reflecting on it a little bit, and I was like, man, like 4 random people from around Earth. Yeah. And we just were goofing around in this little verse, and it was really fun, and it was just kind of cool.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. I love those stories. I do. I love those stories. Jenner, if people want more Jenner Dar, how can we find more of you?
They want more of Jenner Dar. They need help. You can find me on X at Citizen Jenner. Same for YouTube. YouTube, I've got something in the works. Nothing's up there yet, but stay tuned because there is something coming.
Fantastic. Well, I'm blessed to have you, brother. Like, you've been with us for a long time. Your work ethic has been amazing. Glad to have elevated you into the board of directors role, and cannot wait. It's the future of Soul Provision with the 2 of you at the helm. And of course we have Marauder, who wasn't able to make it tonight, but we'll try to get the 3 of you on in the near future. So thank y'all so much. For everybody else watching and listening, beyondtheversehq.com or soulprovision.com for all things that you want to know. If you want to become part of the conversation, you could do so by emailing us at contact@beyondtheversehq.com, or go on to Spotify, where we have our comment section and our poll section opened up, and we read through all the comments, all the emotional outbursts and everything, which I'm sure there'll be plenty of, with 421 hitting everybody's computers. So we also have extra live still going on. We have some really interesting ways that we're going to attack Extra Life in the next couple of months. Me and Groza have been talking about it. I think there's some fun things in the works, but we have a philanthropy with the children's hospitals going through Extra Life. That's beyondtheversehq.com/give. We have, well, this is pointless to bring up because by the time we air this, the giveaway is going to be given away. But we are currently giving away the RSI Meteor. And again, we'll make that announcement on Friday as well. Groza, you might as well just put your hands down. Like, if you win it, man, it's yours. I've been very transparent about everything. So, yeah, guys, thank you all so much for joining us. Everybody else listening, safe travels as you traverse beyond the verse. Take care, everybody.
I'm all the way up.
I am not putting that in the podcast. Actually, I probably will. That's hilarious.